Hi there, I am Christopher Seals, and I am the 2023 DDPY Positively Unstoppable Grand Champion. And I'm here to tell you how DDPY changed my life and actually opened my eyes more about how to love people. So, a little backstory on me. I was always heavy as a kid. There's a whole lot there. Point of visit now, I am 51 years old when I started, and I realized it was up to me to make the changes. It didn't matter what my mom did, what people made fun of me, what people thought of me, and what people would say, and that I was always going to be the fat kid, the fat guy, that I was always going to be heavy. I had to change the story. I had to flip the switch in my own head. So with that, have an awesome wife and two great daughters, and have been in church since I was 5 days old. Here's a fun fact for you. I was baby Jesus when I was 5 days old. So I'm born in the middle of December, and my mom handed me off for the church Christmas play on Sunday. Born on a Wednesday, baby Jesus on Sunday. So there's a fun fact. January of 2022, one of my wife's very good friends that she'd been friends with since childhood, her husband was a very large man. And I have no idea what his weight was, and it doesn't really matter. But he was a large guy like I was. And he dropped dead in front of his 8-year-old son. So yeah, that was a huge eye-opener, and you would have thought that moment would have just said, Christopher, get it together. It did not. Unfortunately, I was flirting around the upper 300 mark, and for some reason, I had worked so hard a few years earlier to lose 50 pounds, but it was a fad diet. Didn't work. Not sustainable. So I was at the doctor all the time because I was in pain all the time, head to toe. Just because the amount of sugar I was putting in my body with the Little Debbie's and soda and everything, and Chinese food, and just a major sugar addict, was killing me. It was just clogging your joints, because sugar does to your joints and ligaments what smoking does to your lungs. So think about that. I mean, we wouldn't do that. So March 1st rolls around. I'm at the doctor's office, step on the scale, and I hit 409 pounds on that scale. And as a friend of mine put it, it's like the audible shot of a starter's pistol. So I just thought, I'm next. I'm going to be dead next. And I didn't want to leave my wife and daughters the way Brian left his wife and sons. I didn't want them to know that basically I killed myself with food, which is exactly what I was doing. I was committing a slow death with food and sugar and horrible choices and no movement. So with that, I just decided to make a change right then and there. And the changes were easier than I thought because of the motivation of not wanting to die. So, major sugar addict my whole life, and but I decided no more Little Debbie's. I haven't had one since February 28th of 22, and never care to have one again. That holds nothing for me. There's nothing good about that. I know they taste great, but the side effects are horrible. So why do I do that to myself? So I was losing weight. I was doing well. I was doing it on my own. I met with a doctor from the bariatric center not to have weight loss surgery, which that is totally fine. There are tools to do everything. Weight loss surgery is not easy. It's not an easy decision to come to. And if you do it, go for it. But you have to put in the work with that, just like anything else. With DDPY, I had watched it and I had lurked on the Facebook page of DDP Yoga for well over a year, probably. If you have an opportunity, go on YouTube, type in DDP Yoga Arthur story. You better take tissues. It's an amazing story, and a lot of us found DDPY through this. So in June, I decided I was going to go for it and try it, and my wife was extremely supportive. I paid for the whole year. I'm like, you know what? I'm just doing this. I'm doing the whole year. I'm just gonna commit. So was it easy? No. I got a $10 mat from TJ Maxx, and I was in there doing it. I was dripping. I could not do everything, the moves, and let me tell you, a year and a half later, there are things that I am still working on. We are constantly works in progress. Just because I made it through that challenge and I was able to win the challenge, just another time. This is just me being honest. We have got to set goals constantly. And that's one of the things I love about Diamond Dallas's Diamond Dallas page program, is that it's about goal setting. It's about writing it down. It's about being honest with yourself. So my tip for you, get honest with yourself. How did I get in this condition? What have I done to myself? What behaviors have I done that I need to change? So that's what I had to do. And for me, the honesty, and then actually say it out loud. It might not even be bad to write it down, to get honest, to see it in black and white. This is what I've done to myself. Now, what am I going to do next? So I started DDPY in June of 2022, and I was following the program. It's like 3 days a week, which was plenty to start off with. And then I had kind of connected with a guy that was a Christian up in Iowa. I'm in Illinois, where I met Jamie going on 30 years ago. And so we kind of connected on the Facebook group, and he was going to try to do 7 days in a row. And I'm like, sure, why not? So went for that and started doing it. And then I did 10 days. I'm like, well, I'm going to go for 30. And then before you knew it, as of today, I have 556 days consecutively doing DDPY. Now, don't think that every day is like hardcore hitting it. It is 2 days a week are simple stretches. They are not about doing everything, because DDPY is a combination of calisthenics. Don't let that freak you out. It's all about modifying and making it your own. Traditional yoga poses, we don't call anything by those names. Dallas has changed them to normal guy stuff, and physical therapy, because he broke his back being a wrestler, and he then ended up being told he would not be able to wrestle ever again, and physical therapists, doctors said, we can't do anymore. And his wife suggested, why don't you do yoga? And he, of course, said, I'm not doing that girly stuff. Well, he went and did it and combined it with the physical therapy. He was able to come back and win the title. So, yeah, he discovered it. And then he thought, well, if it's working for me, I can maybe help other people, because at the core of this man is a heart of gold that just wants to help people. So through DDPY, I have lost 170 pounds, and I still want to lose some more. And of course, I'm working on muscle building and everything. But what I want to talk to you now is about the heart change. The mental change. The mental change is huge. I almost think it has to come first. When you just make a decision, I have it on my wall. The Latin root of to decide means to cut off all possibility. So a person who actually made a true decision to accomplish something would have no alternative but to do what they decided. And that is on my wall. That is actually a post that was on the DDPY Facebook page. And that speaks to me because if I made that decision in 2021 or 2022, I'm going to stick by it. And so I think you have to decide every day. You have to learn every day. We have to always keep moving forward. So in the course of the past year and a half, I lost the weight. I have gained muscle, but the confidence in the heart. My brain changed a lot because the group it's called Positively Unstoppable. These people that are in this group are so positive, but they're not all like me. They didn't all grow up in small Southern Baptist churches. They don't all go to church all the time. Do they use cuss words? Yes. But I'm going to tell you this much. They love more and harder than most of the Christian Facebook groups I've ever been in. And that was becoming so evident very early on because as I realized, I have left many a Christian Facebook page because it was backbiting and horrible and just people so negative and so horrible to each other on those pages. This group of people, everyone is cheering each other on and everyone wants you to succeed in your life. And on the Facebook group, there is no discussion allowed of religion or politics or anything of a sexual nature. So that doesn't even come into play. But I'm going to tell you, people are loving each other more like Christ has called us to love people on this Facebook page than they are on many, many Christian Facebook pages or in churches even. And this is something I've even told my own pastor. We have work to do. We have got so much work to do because people out there in the world are loving people like we are supposed to. And it's no wonder our people are not coming to our churches. That's the next thing I want to say. We have got to be outside of our church walls. This has given me an opportunity to talk to people and reach people because it has opened up my heart to people that are not like me. People that are all tattooed, have tattoos across their necks, their face, everything. I was so judgmental, extremely judgmental. It breaks my heart to think how I treated people and thought about people. And that honestly comes from an upbringing in a churchy attitude. I hope yours is not like that, but unfortunately a lot of us are like that. This has taught me how to love people that are not like me. Piercings in their lips, tongue, eyebrow. I have found people with such hearts of gold, and because I have befriended them through DDPY, I cannot talk about religion or my relationship with Christ on the Facebook page, but if someone private messages me and becomes my friend on Facebook, I have a huge opportunity right there and then to just let it rip. Show them who I am, because they're finding out why I am positively unstoppable and how it has made me love people more, made me love people and see them as Jesus sees them. So this is not just a fitness thing. Yes, that has completely changed my life, but I'm telling you, the mental shift and the heart shift has been the greatest gift for me. I want people to know that I love them, that I care about them, and if they find out Then if they want to know more about me, boom, that's where my opportunity opens up. And if they already like me and they already are wanting to know me more, this has given me a platform to reach people that I normally never would have had contact with. So DDPY has changed my life in the fact that it has made me more fit, healthy, made me love people better, the way Jesus called us to. It has changed my mind, has given me confidence. I will say it has changed friendships because not DDPY necessarily, just getting my life back, because I'm no longer the fat, funny guy. And some people do not know how to handle your change. So I'm going to tell you, when those sweet little ladies with all those cakes and pies try to give you stuff, and if you're a sugar addict like me, I told a guy at work, I said, would you give an alcoholic just one sip of wine? One sip of alcohol? No. So you have every right to say, no, thank you. I'm trying to do better. And if they say, oh, just one bite won't hurt you, well, yeah, that's what happens. One bite, then one bite, then one bite, and it turns into I'm secretly eating the whole box of Swiss rolls. So I invite you to please feel free to message me, contact me.